Hello everyone, welcome back to Fantasy Tales. Today we will be continuing our deep dive of Angor Rot, picking up with the person behind the monster. If you wish to know his lore, check out our first video covering this dark champion. If you're wondering why my voice is a bit different, as you can tell, we have reached October, which means Halloween will be coming soon. So I thought to change it up a little and inform you all we will be making strictly Halloween or dark themed videos. So if you want to keep up with what we're pushing out, like, comment, and subscribe. And also don't forget to check out the gaming channel and pick up with our wild antics. With that out of the way, let's get into it. Angor at a young age was a kind soul, looking after his people and protecting them from threats, even battling Gunmar's horde in order to defend them. He knew his powers were no match, so with no other option, he ventured to the lair of the Pale Lady. He knew the terrible price that was incurred by dealing with such a being, but to protect his people, he would make that choice. These early moments in his life showed the caring and protective nature Angor had for other people, and in a split timeline of the main events, it would be Angor who would drag Morgana's lifeless body to shore and wish her farewell to the afterlife. These positive and well-meaning moments only show the pits he falls to after meeting Morgana, where he is subjected and imprisoned to her will and forced to kill the servants of Merlin. It's shown he wasn't a willing participant of Morgana's schemes, and his well-mannered and sorcerer's magic was made into a cold assassin who took pleasure in the deaths he caused. For an undetermined amount of time, he would kill the servants of Merlin, growing more adept and dead inside through the years, till being imprisoned, where later he would be awakened by Strickler to serve again.
You have killed thousands. You are chaos incarnate, and you are mine.
It would be in this time where Angor would try and rid himself of control. For now, he would be introduced to the modern world by Strickler, where he made it abundantly clear who was in charge. Angor would fulfill his promise and go after Jim, where his undesirable qualities sprung up. Jim reignited the joy of the hunt he required through his tests, especially when he trapped him, where he begun to gloat and mark him for a fate not I, but the characters say, a fate far worse than death. Angor would continue watching Jim and co, and find they were traveling beyond Arcadia to find weird stones. Reasoning that they were of some importance, he brought this news to Strickler, who explained their ties to Gunmar and where Jim would strike next. Angor, with this knowledge, would travel to the marshes of the Wumps, studying the situation until finding the right time to strike. Engaging in battle with Jim, he would show off his incredible reflexes, dipping and diving all of his attacks and baiting him all around the place. Og would catch him, and Angor would slice at him with Creeper's Son before attacking Toby and nabbing the Killstone and escaping into a portal. While he would lose his staff, it would be an overall win for him, and with this cocky attitude, he would try something risky. He tried to nab his soul from the ring by conjuring an illusion of Bular using pixies. This was a mistake.
The nightmare will scare the ring from my hand. You are a dog, and this is your leash.
This moment shows Strickler's attitude, but it also sets a precedent for Angor, which would lead to his eventual change and demise. After being humiliated by Strickler and not liking him in the first place, he attempts to make a bargain with Jim, get his freedom back. With the deal made, he would retreat out of view, where the biggest moment in his life took place. Jim, being an idiot, doesn't give him back his soul, and instead tries to double-cross him, which ends up destroying the ring. For this moment, Angor had a calm and patient persona, always seeming in control of the situation. But now that his soul was destroyed, he was more of a rabid animal than anything else. This all leads to his demise in Troll Market after losing his mind and trying to get revenge for the injustice done against him. Through this whole thing, Angor has been mistreated, beaten, and killed for just trying to be free, trying to do the right thing. Yet at every turn, it always bites him in the back, leading to him only losing more of himself before being killed. Angor was never a bad person, but was forced into it, and as a result became evil. I mean, to use golems, he cut pieces of himself off, and fashioning them with his own corrupted body, showing how he also doesn't see any purpose of living, other than to cause pain to others, and especially himself. He would not be granted death, however, and would be brought back to lead Gunmar to Merlin's tomb. There, Droll, under Gunmar's command, breaks free, and when he is defeated by Gunmar, he says,
"You're a dog, and this is your leash. You are a dog, and this is your leash."
Showing the parallels between him and Droll, he convinces Gunmar to leave him as bait instead. Later, after assisting Gunmar and fulfilling his promise, he is abandoned by him. Time and time again, Angor is used by others for their own needs, and when he comes back and speaks against the horrible stuff that Gunmar and eventually Morgana do, he is ignored and threatened by them, even though some of the things he says and do are right and they are not. I'm actually glad they brought Angor back for the last season, as he greatly contrasted against the true villains of the show, as he himself wasn't a villain, at least not by choice. During the final battle of the show, Angor has the opportunity to end Jim for killing him earlier. Instead, He listens to what he has to say and thinks, why is he helping these people? With his soul back, he has no real incentive to be with them. And so when given the chance, he immediately attacks Morgana, the one that started his torment, and uses her own magic and skills she forged into him to fight her. To his credit, he actually kicks her ass and pins her and allows himself to be impaled to defeat her. Even with the sword run through his body and the magic that is coursing through him, he holds himself together in order to buy enough time for Claire to banish Morgana to the Shadow Realm, getting the last laugh. There is a reason Angor is the best villain of the series. Even better than the others is because, one way or another, they chose to do the things they did. They never really were forced to do bad things and just did it because they could or were told to. Angor, on the other hand, didn't have that choice, being forced to kill, torture, and maim himself in order to complete his mission. Also, since his soul was taken, the Trollhunters he killed would be absorbed into himself to try and fill the empty hole in his being to make him less dead inside. I also imagine it wasn't a pleasurable experience for those ghosts. So yeah, everyone and everything Angor did created suffering in his wake. At least, in the end, he got back the people who did so much to him. If you enjoyed this video, remember to like, comment and subscribe, and may the glory of Merlin be with you always. And a happy Halloween to you all.